Yomi Vigo here, and Arsenal have just handled Olympiacos 2-0 at the Emirates, in a night that told us more about control, depth, and difference makers than the scoreline will ever show. Let's have it right. This wasn't a carnival of goals, it was a showcase of brains. Martin Ødegaard turned the midfield into a chessboard, and Arsenal played like grandmasters. The captain wasn't just stringing passes together, he was dictating tempo, slicing lines, snapping into tackles, and reminding everyone why this team ticks when he's on the pitch. That's the thing about Ødegaard. He doesn't just play passes, he conducts movements. When Arsenal needed composure, he gave them clarity. When they needed incision, he delivered precision. And then, just as Olympiacos started to dream, David Raya crushed it. That save in the first half wasn't just reflex, it was sorcery. Podence caught a volley that should have ripped the net open, but Raya clawed it out like he had no regard for physics. Goalkeepers aren't meant to save those. The Emirates roared. Ødegaard turned around clapping him, and right there you saw it. Arsenal don't just have a system, they've got superheroes in every department. But let's talk depth. This was the kind of game that proves Arsenal aren't built like last season's fragile challengers. They rested Saka, Rice, and even threw in Eberechi Eze from the bench when the rhythm dipped. That's luxury. That's what £250 million buys you. A squad where game changers wait in reserve like loaded weapons. Olympiacos pressed. They prodded. They even thought they'd equalised. But the offside flag and Arsenal's composure killed the noise. And when Saka stepped on, you knew how this story ended. One pass from Ødegaard, one ruthless strike, and the game was dead in stoppage time. And don't let the clean sheet slip under the radar. Arteta's Arsenal are building a European record at home that feels untouchable. 8 Champions League group games, 8 wins, 0 goals conceded. That's not a stat, that's a fortress. Olympiacos came to town with history on their side. 3 straight wins at this ground in Europe, and still got smothered. So, what did we learn? Arsenal aren't chasing fairy tales anymore, they're enforcing inevitability. With Ødegaard conducting, Raya protecting, and a bench that screams depth, this team isn't just surviving Champions League nights, they're sculpting a reputation. And if you've got ambitions of knocking them off, you better bring more than history. Levels. Absolute levels.